Hi, my name is Rose Castillo with Crafty Night Owls. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you this cute little gift card holder. Look it looks like a Christmas present. Isn't that cute? With the tag. You can even write the to and from right there on the back. Isn't that adorable? I just love this stamp set called Signs of Santa. If you pull this gift lid up, then it reveals your gift card. And you can push that back down. You can write your message here on the back. There's not a lot of space. I'll pull this all the way out. There's not a lot of space here. So unless you want to reformat this gift card holder and make it longer, then that's up to you. If you make that longer, you'll need to make this longer also. So just keep that in mind. And then we're going to use the Signs of Santa stamp set, and we're going to use the coordinating dies. So if you already have this stamp set, then you're in luck. If you haven't got it, there's still a chance to get it. Also, I'm using the stitch framelits. We're going to use the second to largest circle here. The stitch framelits are one of my favorite things to use, and this stamp set and everything is found on page 19 of the holiday catalog, and there's a bundle so you can save 10%. Also, just beware that Stampin' Up! Is just posted today a year-end closeout. And so on this year-end closeout, there is a host of things that are not going to be returning at any time. And some of the items are anywhere from 10 to 50% off. So if you want those items, grab them while they're available, because once they're gone, they're gone. And they will not be returning. You don't want to regret not getting what you want. Anyway, if you need to see that list, you can go to my website, rosecastillo.stampinup.net. And you can get that list there. If you have any trouble finding it, let me know. Send me an email or leave your email address in a comment and I will send it to you. Okay, let me put that aside. We're going to be using Memento ink. We're going to be using a host of these blendabilities. We're using the Cherry Cobbler, Crumb Cake, Daffodil Delight, Old Olive, and we're going to use the Ivory. This one is an old one, but I kind of like the color for flesh tone, so if you have that, you can use that also. We're also going to use Wink Estella, and we are using the Festive Farmhouse, oops, sorry, didn't mean to shake my camera. Festive Farmhouse Designer Series paper, and we're just using one of the prints from here, and that's pretty paper, and farmhouse stuff is totally popular right now. If you'd seen my living room, you would know. I obviously like it. And so anyway, we're going to remake this. I'm remaking this several times because my sister-in-law wants some of these and has ordered them, and I got to get them in the mail, ship them off to Texas soon. Let me give you measurements. We're using Cherry Cobbler, Vera Vanilla, Mossy Meadow, and then that Festive Farmhouse DSP. I'm going to give you the measurements. This Cherry Cobbler piece is 6 inches by 4 1/4, scored at 3 inches. Then for the top of the present, you're going to have a Cherry Cobbler piece that's 2 5/8 by 5 inches. And I forgot to write the score marks down, so that you're going to score at 1 1/4 and 1 3/8. Yes. And that's the main portion. Then for your lid, I have 2 pieces that you're going to mat together. One is 1 1/8 by 4 7/8, and one is 1 inch by 4 3/4, and those are going to go right on the lid. Then for the bottom part of the present, you're going to have a piece that is 2 7/8 by 4 3/8. The DSP is going to be 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and then we're going to mat those and put those on the front. And then this is where your gift card is going to be held. And this is a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 and 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. So, and then you're going to mat these together with some glue and put those together. So if you need to, you can take a screenshot of these different measurements. Bring that closer so you can see them better. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I'd be happy to answer all of your questions. And let's go ahead and put together the gift card holder. Now, I have not recorded a video in about a year. And every time somebody subscribes to my channel over this past year, I'm like, oh, I haven't made a video in forever. And it gives me that little sense of guilt that I haven't done it. But you know what? Sometimes just life gets a little bit crazy. I've gone back to school a couple of years ago, taking it slow, but still it is sometimes overwhelming. And then I have 3 little boys and a husband, and I work part-time, and my kids have school and activities and homework and, you know, just taking care of our house, that sort of thing. And sometimes it just gets away from me. I do have a stamp club that meets every month, and I keep up with that, but I just don't always have the time to record videos and edit them and then put them up on YouTube. So I do have a goal. As we're approaching the new year, I have written some goals down. I do want to start recording videos again on a regular basis. And I also want to hopefully grow my business a little bit. I'm really close to a milestone in my Stampin' Up! Business, and I'm hoping to reach that in the next year if I can really push my business and work on it. I would like to grow my team and just have some growth there. I have a few downline right now that are on my team, and we have fun. We just attended last month the Stampin' Up! On stage in Orlando. That was absolutely fun. We had a good time. We hung out. We ate. We crafted. You know, rode the trolley around. Met tons of new people. And just made lots of friendships. And I love that about Stampin' Up! That is one of my favorite things, is just meeting people and making new friendships. Because of Stampin' Up!, I have made so many friends across the US and even in other countries. It's just amazing. Alright, I'm using some tear and tape here on this piece. I'm just going to fold it over onto itself, and this is going to be the bottom of my present. Anyway, hopefully you're okay with me rambling about all this Stampin' Up! Stuff. If you have any questions, or if you've ever thought about joining Stampin' Up! And would like to become a part of my team, just let me know. I would love to have you as a part of my team. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for almost 11 years, which has flown by. And you know what? I'll even admit that a few months ago, I was kind of in a rut, and I was just like, maybe I should just give it up. Maybe I should just move on. But when it comes down to it, I love crafting, even if I don't always have a ton of time for it. And the friendships that I've made through the years have made it so worth being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Even if you're just using it to get the discount for yourself, it is so worth it. And you can attend Stampin' Up! Events. You get to see the catalogs early. You meet so many wonderful people. So anyway, I love Stampin' Up! I love the business. I think it's so fun to be a part of, and there are some great people. And you don't even have to be the most crafty person, because everyone shares their ideas and you can just copy them. Isn't that wonderful? Alright, so I'm just layering all these pieces together so that I can put my gift card holder together. So here's the bottom. I'm just going to open this up a little bit here, like that. And I'm going to stick this piece in and push it all the way down. And then this piece here is my lid. And the reason why we score it a little bit is so that we have a little bit of a gap. So it'll be easy for that piece of paper to go over the bottom. And it doesn't go over a whole lot, but it does go over a little bit, so it looks like a present. Okay, so I've lined this up here, trying to make it even on both sides. And I'm just going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals, about 4 of them, spread out across the top. And this is going to give me the dimension that I need so that my box, or my lid to my box, can go over it. And then I just kind of push this down here, and then I flipped it over and did the same thing. That will give you your dimension there that you need without it being completely flat. Okay, sorry if you hear my kids in the background. They're just playing. And so they're little boys and they are not quiet. They're loud, they're rambunctious, and I love them to pieces, even if they drive me a little crazy sometimes. Okay, push that down, and there is our present. And isn't that cute? Okay, so to decorate it, really simply, I added this ribbon. Now the ribbon I did use today is retired, I believe, because it was the only ribbon I had that matched my project. So if you, and I'll show you a little bit of coloring. We won't do full coloring just because I don't want to bore you. I know most of you probably know how to color, so I don't have to show you, but just in case there's somebody new out there watching and is interested in learning about using the Stamp and Blend abilities, you're going to use Memento ink to stamp in, and that's so that your image doesn't bleed. So just stamp those, give it a second to dry, and then my favorite way to color is to start with your darker color, and I kind of use this to go in the places that I want it just a little bit darker. And so I don't know how to do like all the shading that great, so I just kind of choose some areas and then kind of go from there. And I just make those like little lines, and then I take my lighter color and I use, oops, am I using the right color? No, I'm using ivory. Okay, let me grab the right one. Then I use that to blend my darker color in. Great thing is that these colors blend together, and so even though I made that mistake, just blend it in, and I just color enough to get rid of those harsh lines. You don't want to go a lot towards the edges, because then it might start to bleed out if you use a lot of ink or a lot of color. And but you can see like I have that little bit of shading, and it looks really pretty. Again, just use your darker color and then blend it with your lighter color. And there's a brush tip and then like a little bit more of a fine tip. So depending on the size or the area that you're coloring, use whatever one works best for you and whatnot. Okay, let me just add some color here. I'm just going to color this post, and then we'll call it good on coloring this image. And then I did use some Wink Stella. Oops, I went out of the lines on that. That's what I get for rushing through this. But we'll show you what it looks like. And then I just added Wink Stella, which this just adds the perfect little shimmer to any project. I use this on everything, it seems like. Just add it wherever you want it to be glittery. And the great thing about this is that even though it adds that glitter, you don't get glitter everywhere. So if you can maybe see that shimmer. Anyway, I've already pre-cut this stuff out. Here's our circle. Here's one of the elf and the sign, and I stamped do not open till Christmas. Okay, like I said, I'm a little bit of a blubbering mess right now. I'm using the gold thread, and I'm just going to cut a little piece of this, and we are going to, and I punched a little tiny hole. I think it's the 1/16 punch. It's a handheld punch that I have. I don't know if Stampin' Up! Carries it still. Oh man, but it looks like this. If not, you can find one at a craft store, I'm sure. I can't remember. If we have it, I'll list the item number so that if you want to order it, you can. But it's that perfect little size just to make a hole in something to run some ribbon or thread through. And I'm just going to tie this in a knot if I can get my chubby fingers to work. My hands have been so dry with this weather. I live in Southern California, and we have really dry weather over here, so with winter, it gets really bad. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to run a piece of ribbon through right here. And I'm just going to tie my bow. Uh-oh, there's a doorbell. It's my husband. Okay, so let's just, before you pull your ribbon tight, you'll just want to fix your ribbon how you want it and then pull tight so that it looks nice and pretty. There we go. And then you can use a glue dot. Let's find those to hang this right up here. And if that's a little long. Okay, I'll have to fix that. But to save time and be done with this video, I'm going just to add some dimensionals to the back here, and then we will be done. I hope you liked this project today. If you have any questions, make sure to leave me a comment. If you'd like to order anything, you can visit my website at rosecastillo.stampinup.net. And if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe this video. And I hope that you have fun remaking this project. Let's just add our little elf here. We're going to add our little post and we will be done. I hope that you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.